It's important to understand the purpose behind someone's business because everybody has got a different purpose. And without knowing each person's specific purpose, we don't really know how to help them. Identifying the specific purpose will help us be able to hone in and help the client as best we can. Understanding the purpose of the business, and more importantly the business owner, is going to help us determine how we're going to best help them. If we start with the end in mind, being what the business owner is trying to achieve in the longer term, that helps us identify the best way that we're going to get there. Now, there's a lot of problems that business owners have, and if we dig around and ask the right questions, we can get to the problems that most concern people, which keep them awake at night, and how we're going to address those problems to help the client achieve their goals. Once we actually identify what the goals are and we actually prepare a financial blueprint, that'll give us the numbers behind it, and that'll actually help us identify whether the business or the business owners and the business goals are going to be practical, whether they're achievable and what time frame they're going to be achievable with. So unless we have that right at the start, we don't know really where we're going to go. This helps us actually plan out what we're going to be doing next. Once we know what the priorities are in a business, we have to determine which ones are going to come first. So there's many business owners who will say everything's a priority. Now, if everything's a priority, nothing's a priority. So we need to focus on what is going to help the business owner and the business achieve the most immediate and pressing goals. And once we can work on that and achieve those goals, then we move on to the next priority. Process involved in implementation of clients' goals and priorities will vary depending upon what we're trying to do. But always the outcome that we're looking for is what's going to deliver the best outcome for the client in the most time efficient manner and for the process that's going to be required. Measuring results is absolutely critical because if you can't measure it, you can't manage it. It's no different than if a pilot's taking off from Sydney Airport to fly to London, and they're not going to just take off and land straight away. They're forever looking at the directions that they're heading and recalibrating to fine-tune to make sure they get to their destination. Measuring within a business is no different. We have to meet on a regular basis to see what's actually occurred during the period that passed and where we should have been and what changes we need to be making in order to keep us on target. Part of the measuring, it also involves sitting down and actually having a chat as to what's happened in the business. And that's really important because we get the business owner's input on why things went wrong. And we've seen so many businesses as well, we'll ask those questions that maybe the business owner doesn't want to ask. And we'll push them to get an answer that maybe they don't want to give, but it's obvious it's there. So with the mentoring, what clients get is they get a third party's view into the business, and it's actually critically analysing and challenging what they're doing to try to bring the best out of the client. Implementation of our 5-step process for clients to date has been fantastic. I really, really love working with people and actually knowing where they want to go, both as far as their businesses go, but also their personal life. A lot of people have got kids, they've got aspirations for their families, they don't want to work as hard, they want to actually achieve, they want to have the better things in life. And having somebody that's actually driven that wants to achieve that and trusting us to be able to take them along that journey and work with them gives me a real kick to be able to sort of say, yes, we were partly responsible for getting you here. It's been a lot of work on the client's part, but we always like to think that we're there for them, we're there to help them, and they're part of the family. And if they can succeed, it's a success to us as well.